Warning, the following may contain lizard folk. Join fantasy authors Phil Tucker, Timandra Whitecastle, David Benem, Benedict Patrick, and Josiah Bancroft as they roll dice and take on the bad guys in a game of Dungeons and Dragons. 5 authors, 5 worlds, 1 adventure. It's time to get crit-faced. Previously on Crit-Faced, having rescued John from the enemy Vistani, the team has learned that Irina has been stolen away by a mysterious attacker. Unsure of exactly how to proceed, they decide to find a hidden spot off the road to rest and to mull over their options.
Morning breaks over the tiny hut. And guys, it's been a fairly uneventful night for once in Barovia. The blackness of night turns into the dull greyness of day out in the land of Barovia, mist shrouded as always. But we're talking morning, and it's been a few hours since daybreak. You guys had a late night, so you need a bit longer than that to get your kip. Everyone's back to full everything. You've probably been enjoying some of Jean's little ditties during the if you woke early. I don't know. And so, what's the plan, guys? As the hut fades out of existence,
can we heal me now? Is my wound fine?
Yeah, you're fully healed. I mean,
okay, great.
On paper, you've got all your hit points back. Does that mean that in reality Jean's wound is back to normal? That's up to you. But you got all your hit points.
Do you usually heal major wounds, or you're just we're fine?
No. If you had a long rest, you get all your hit points back.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And all your spells are back, etc., etc. No one's been bitten by a vampire this day, which is nice. So we don't need to worry about that either. So
that's awesome.
You don't have. You're not wearing half your regular clothing though. So I don't know if there's
very manly look.
Well, is it?
No.
I like to think of this as the true masculine form. I'm pregnant with potential. I need clothes. I only have Madame Rousseau's outfit. If I wear that, will you mock me, my friends?
Never.
You won't.
Never.
Okay. And I feel like it's not complete without the bandana. It just doesn't work. So I'm going to put on this headscarf as well. Yes. And the skirt, because otherwise it makes no sense. You can't have the top.
Obviously.
Yes, of course.
Lord Talfrin hands out mugs of tea that he warms up with prestidigitation and suggests to the group that we do a loop around the Vistani camp just to track for Irina's tracks. Check for Irina's tracks. And if we don't turn up anything conclusive, then maybe we can go to the winery. We've earned ourselves a little downtime.
Or the tailors.
Maybe there's one at the winery.
Okay.
So if we are doing a wee check around the exterior, the perimeter of the camp, would you guys like
maybe
to take...
we should do this invisible, because we don't know if the people are still there, and if we show up again.
I don't think we all have to do it. And I think if we use all of our invisibility spells just walking around in the morning, that would be a real sad thing come evening when we're all going to die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who is our best tracker?
That's a survival
That's
skill.
Survival. I have +3.
I have +2. Callan?
I'm -1.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
That's probably why you always look so dirty and smell so bad.
Well, I'm still alive. Doesn't that mean it's survival, considering all my blunders so far?
We never approached the problem of the fact that we were all trying to save you, and you ran into the problem. If you would just sit out there and done nothing, it would have been better. But you ran in.
You could tell we were talking about him. He had to be the punchline.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Oh God! Oh God!
Anyone have better than +3 at survival?
Survival, I have 0.
So
I volunteer.
there you go. Very good.
Can you use your invisibility, sir? I need mine.
I don't need mine. All right.
No, you don't. You can fly. I've seen you fly. You throw out firebolts. That's something.
And you can impersonate Strahd like no one can.
Until Strahd shows up. Well, you've buttered me up. I feel very generous. I cast invisibility upon Master Senna. I do warn her that it will only last for up to an hour. So,
Okay. Sorry.
So,
en route.
Master Son, are you going out ranging? Is that it?
Yep.
Right. Would you like to do? I want 2 checks, please. Could I have a stealth check and a survival check?
Okay.
Stealth with advantage.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Stealth would be 19.
Okay. And what's your survival?
And survival.
Just a regular, no advantage in this one, I'm afraid.
Come on. 11.
Okay. So, again, you guys had camped for the night quite a distance from the camp, from the Vistani, sorry. You head back, and as you probably would have expected, you're aware of a bit of commotion from the campsite, even though you're not going all the way up to it. There's clearly a lot of noise, a lot of raised voices from there. At least once in your trekking, you come across the elves, a party of 2 elves, looking through the undergrowth close to the campsite, but they don't seem to be ranging too far away. You're able to just stay still in the bushes. You can tell, since they were obviously aware of your invisibility last time, they're taking particular care when they're looking out for people, but they pass by you. Unfortunately, you're so busy avoiding the patrols, you don't really find anything of particular use. You do notice that all the tracks from the camp just go north. The Vistani don't seem to be travelling in any direction other than north, back to in the direction of the road and Vallaki.
Okay, then I make my way back and report.
Okay.
Well, to the winery.
I have to say, those aren't the worst words I've ever heard in the morning, you know?
We're starting the day right for once.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are we heading back up there? Heading back north, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, at about, you're moving through the trees again. It takes somewhere within an hour. You get back onto the Sphalic Road again, not too far west of Vallaki. In fact, you might be able to see some smoke from chimneys of the town off to the east somewhere. And if you follow the road west, presumably that will lead you to your destination. Is that the plan?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're travelling along the road, and again, this is a very familiar sight to you by now. As you travel along the road, it's a very heavy wooded area all around you. It's really a sort of forest that you're travelling through. The mists are heavy. You really can't see particularly far, maybe 60 feet ahead of you. It's not as bad as when you first arrived here. I mean, it's not as unnaturally thick, but definitely your visibility is hampered by the mists around, as per usual. Eventually, again, within about another hour of travelling, or sort of early afternoon time at the moment, you come to a sort of crossed intersection. So there's quite a few branches on the road. You can tell that the main branch of the road is heading southwest. However, there are smaller tracks up to the northwest and down to the southeast as well. There's a snapped wooden signpost at the eastern end of the intersection, which has been broken. And the top half of the sign, with arms pointing in 4 different directions, lies in the weeds nearby. There is also a horrific smell.
Kellen.
No, that's I sniff my underarms and realize that's not my particular brand of stink.
Gross. Yeah. I say that you, though, might be the one most nose blind to go investigate what is causing the aroma.
I remember we smelled a really bad smell when those zombie things attacked us.
Is it the same smell?
Would you guys like to take a perception check?
I would love to. Perception 15.
19.
18.
Okay, 1918. So Master Sunna and Kellen. In fact, to be honest, most of you, tragically, events in your life have taken a turn when the smell of dead flesh is becoming particularly familiar to all of you. So you're fairly certain that something is dead and has maybe been dead for a while and is nearby.
Let's go find it.
Yay!
All right. I was really excited about the winery, but this is not what I was hoping the morning would turn into.
A little beef carpaccio beforehand.
Oh, God.
Gross.
We're not eating it, Callan. We're not eating it.
Oh, God.
Whatever it is, if it's a human body.
It doesn't really matter what it is.
Survival.
Okay.
Are you checking for the body? Is that the plan?
Yes, we're following our nose. Yes.
Follow our noses.
Master Sunna is sort of like disgustedly standing above the broken signpost because as a cartographer, she's very annoyed that the signpost has been destroyed. Vandals!
Horrific. Okay. Sorry?
I was going to, can we fit the broken signpost back on top? You know how you can match the broken pieces together like a puzzle?
Okay.
Unless it was cut by a blade and there's no interlocking fragment.
No, you can have a go with that. We'll go for Kellen first because I think he was hunting with his nose. So would you like to take a perception check? Perception check.
15.
15. Yeah, there is a smell, and you are fairly certain that something is dead somewhere close by to the south of where you are, just off into the woods slightly.
I'll head slightly.
Wait. I mean, before we just jump into this, can we not admit that every time we leave the road, it is a fiasco? Do we have to investigate? Like if we go sniffing after every dead thing we pass in this country, I think we will never get where we wish to go. I could use a nice glass of Nebbiolo.
I disagree. I think things have gone swimmingly every time I have gone off on my own to do some particular function.
Okay. Well,
it could be Irina, so we should check.
How many of us should stay here and support, like, to throw firebolts from the road, and how many of us should go with Kellen?
I think you just told me to stay on the road.
Yes, I did.
I will do so.
Okay, I will go, Kellen. Because I can turn invisible, so don't worry about me.
Don't feel resentful. This is your plan.
So I'm going with Madame Rousseau.
Master Sunna, what are you up to?
I'm still cursing the vandals who destroyed the signpost.
How dare you?
The real crime here.
It's not the dead body.
So, guys, you creep forward, and you, Kellen, you're obviously following your nose, and you do spot a shape on the ground about 15 feet south of the road, so not too far away at all. There's the heap is slightly overgrown. You can tell it's maybe been a few weeks that's been there, and some of the vegetation has started to creep over it, but you're fairly certain there's a body there covered with moss and grass and ivy on the ground.
I'm going to ready my axe and move slowly just in case, because we've had some bad experiences with bad odors.
Okay. So creeping up to the body, you really get right beside it, and it doesn't move. It's just you can see the shape of head under the undergrowth, but you'd have to really sort of reach down and move the greenery to be able to get a look at whatever's beneath.
I don't know much, Kellen, but this is when we use a stick.
I'll use the haft of my axe to kind of
that's fair.
Yeah, you poke the body, and it gives in that kind of fleshy, rotting way that it's been there a while. You see some insects stir under the greenery, but nothing uncanny. It's just obviously somebody's been enjoying their month-long lunch, and you've disturbed that. But doesn't seem to be anything particularly untoward here.
Kellen, do you smell that? Do you smell that right now? That's how you smell to me. That's it. I'm going to retreat a little bit. You can flip this over, and the horror show is yours.
I'll go ahead and turn the body over so we can see the face.
Yep. So, despite the disfigurement of rotting, I'm here for potentially weeks. You recognize the figure straight away.
Oh no! Strad.
Hers is a very familiar face. It is Master Sonna.
What?
Well,
I fireball the imposter standing next to me.
So the figure that is lying at your feet, guys, it clearly it is Master Sonna. It's unmistakable that it is her. Now she's wearing similar robes to the Master Sonna that's back on the path. However, she doesn't seem to be carrying any of the weaponry that the monk you know and love is carrying.
Kellen, what did you find? Is it horrible?
Nothing. We should go back to the road.
It's nothing. We should just keep going. It's just a random dead person. Is that right?
I'm a simple barbarian. I need someone to look at this. This is really creepy.
I'll look at it. I can look at it. Let's see. What is it? Oh my God! We cannot tell her. We should not tell her. We should not tell her. That is not right. You should tell her. Let's go back and tell her. So, Master Sonna, we have some bad news.
Are we back? Are you guys back at the path now? Is that
yes,
right?
we've gone back to the path.
Stay by. I'm going to investigate the body.
Oh, sir, it's not. You should not do that, sir.
Well,
I think we should go talk to Master Sonna first.
I'm looking for subtle differences.
Okay, as you sort of reach down to touch the body, the sort of pungent grey flesh sort of just begins to slough off the bone at an unnatural rate, and it sort of puddles away. And it starts off as the goo that you've got all over your hands, and then just the features disintegrate, and just the flesh just dissolves into this puddle of filth, leaving this sort of grey, dirty skeleton wrapped in monk's clothing.
What did you do? What did you do?
You did it wrong.
It must have been my smell.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh well. Should we tell? No, we should not talk about this. Let's just not talk about this. Let us go to the winery. Let's hire us to a winery
I think we need to tell her. I think you should tell her.
Okay. All right.
And perhaps in the form of a song.
Oh, to the tune of
Ashanti.
Monkey Steals the Master's Hat. Yes, yes. Okay, let's go back to the road.
Do we see anything else near the body?
Do you want to
any weapons? Any signs of?
Take an investigation check as you look around.
16.
So you have a good look around, and really, I mean, as you could tell from the overgrown state of the body, she had been here for quite some time. So that you find no signs that give you any clues to how she got here or how she might have died.
Okay. So I think we should do this gently. We will go back to the road. We say, Master Sonna, if you put the sign down for just put it down. You don't have any sisters, do you?
No.
No sisters?
What an odd question to ask.
Yes, it's been an odd morning. we just over there in the field we saw something that was quite strange. Callan saw it first, and then he ruined it. And so, really, this is his story. Callan, take it away, sir.
Will you do musical accompaniment?
Well, I was going to sing.
Go ahead.
No, I'm done now. You tell her.
We saw your body, dead.
Dead body. Dead. We saw your.
Right over there.
But I'm alive here.
That's very, very true. So I don't know if there's some sort of magic tomfoolery or forbearance of what we might expect, or rift in time. I'm sure that's not it. It's not that at all. It could have been a really weird fungus. Out here things grow in the ground. We don't know, but we just thought we should tell you, and we should move on now. We should all move on. So where next?
Lord Talfrin scowls and tromps through the underbrush to where this body is supposed to be lying.
Okay. And you see it's a body. It's a skeleton, covered in puddle of filth, really. And there we go. It's a skeleton.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if anything supernatural is going on here?
Yeah. You want to take it?
Ooh, a 21.
Okay. You do not sense anything. Now that doesn't mean that at some point something arcane, in the distant past might have worked on this, but there's certainly nothing acting on it at the moment, or neither has there been any magic in the vicinity that you can sense in recent, within the last day, perhaps.
Can I do an investigation check?
Yeah.
I don't do an investigation check.
It's a dead body.
It's a dead body.
In the same, precisely the same clothing as Master Sonna wears?
Similar. It's obviously in a particular, it's considerably worse state than Master Sonna's. It's obviously been out in the open for, as I said, weeks, and it's got a pile of liquid human on it, but other than that, it certainly could be the same clothing.
Master Sonna just shudders.
I wouldn't think about it too much. I think we should not think about this. And next time we smell something, we should listen to me and not investigate.
I agree.
Okay. So, which way is the winery? Did you figure it out from looking at the signpost?
No, the signpost is broken. Can you imagine the horrors of these people who does this?
Forget about the dead body that looks like me with this signpost.
I know that I'm alive. I mean, yeah.
Exactly. You know what I think really happened? I think that McRag and I went over there. We had a little hallucination together because I lost a lot of blood yesterday and he smells very bad. And I think that we just shared a hallucination.
How many days have we been in Ravenloft at this point?
Oh, wow. Yes, I have
It's
been
been
keeping track of
84
that.
years.
Many. Some.
Would we have arrived in Ravenloft at the same time as this corpse was killed?
You haven't been there for that long. No. No, you get the impression that this body has been here for weeks. You guys have not been here for weeks. I think.
So someone who looked like arrived before we did.
Maybe she was also from my world.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Are you telling me that this landscape is scattered with dead me's?
No, if I had to guess, I would say that someone, possibly Strahd, is attempting a form of psychological torture. And this is a deliberate artifact placed in our path so that will unhinge and unnerve us further.
Well,
It does sound like Strahd.
it does seem to be working as well.
I'm also very concerned about how well Lord Telfrin can sort of put himself into Strahd's mentality right now.
Does anyone else have sort of a desire to maybe just try a little blood? Just to...
No.
I would say that the fact that gray flesh sloughed off so quickly and so unnaturally speaks to a certain malleability that perhaps even it's a psychic being or creature, or just it picked up on our presence as we approached and formed itself in Master Sonna's appearance only to then retreat, as it were, from us when it sensed us as a threat. Who knows? Either way, something supernatural is going on here, and we should not let it play with our minds. We should, in fact, burn it.
Oh, really?
So if it is a danger or an attempt to mess with us, we can cremate it respectfully.
You're going to firebolt it, aren't you? You're going to firebolt it from the road.
He is. He's just going to firebolt everywhere.
Oh my god!
Because destroying the Vistani camp wasn't enough yesterday evening.
That was yesterday. Today is a whole new day.
The vampires were a couple days ago. So.
Do we not think that cremation is a respectful and wise tactic to use with some sort of doppelganger, strangely decomposing corpse?
Burying a person in the earth is a respectful thing. Throwing them in a ditch is not. It's a different thing.
This is Ravenloft. They emerge. They return. They knock on your door, on your tiny hut door when you think you're sound and safe. No, I think cremation is the way to go. I don't like how it decomposed so quickly, or the fact that it had Master Sonna's face. Also, I don't want to dig a hole. That sounds like labor.
With Kellen's background in quantum physics and interdimensional travel, he's concerned that killing Master Sonna's past self might have an effect upon her future self.
That he lives, but
I'm sorry. Did I just say that out loud?
I don't know. Like, perhaps cremation would actually not be bad.
Yes,
because,
fireball. Fireball.
Oh,
I've received permission in writing. And
this is a bit disturbing, isn't it? Because
I feel like as soon as I fall ill, he's going to firebolt me. I just get this sense that
I don't want you to suffer. I don't want you to suffer.
You're stabbed. Here, let me burn you alive.
Yeah, I had a little flesh wound. He's like, I could burn that for you. I just feel like maybe we should address this.
Can we not all agree that we seem to be in some demi-plane of dread and corruption where every ideal is twisted and perverted and therefore needs to be met with some sort of cleansing agent that will purify it, preferably with flame?
I was along with the ride for about half of it, you know. The first part, yes. The second part, Okay, just let him do it. Let's get to the winery and drink these thoughts from our head.
You know, we can debate the finer points over, you know, a Cab Sauvignon or a Merlot. We can really get into it at the wine bar. But for now, fireball.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
Fine.
so you set fire to the rotting corpse of Master Sonna.
Yes.
Okay, and it kind of catches a flame. I mean, it's pretty moist, but it burns. Maybe takes a few. Bone starts to crack and jar, and it seems to be reacting in the way you would expect to being set ablaze.
It doesn't scamper away or anything.
It doesn't. No.
That's good.
She's dead. She's been dead for some time.
Master Sonna, do you want to say any words?
I was going to,
Fare thee well.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm so glad I didn't see my face on this skeleton.
You say fare me well or fare thee well?
Oh, Helen, good one. I clap him on the mid back. That's high as I can.
Okay,
he has his moments.
What's the plan?
Crit Faced is a weekly Dungeons & Dragons podcast. To make sure you never miss an episode, and to get an exclusive prequel episode of the podcast, where you can find out what our characters were up to before this adventure began, head over to critfacedpodcasts.com and join our Crit Faced fan group.